Hello, DayZ World. I'm the Greedy Peasant, and welcome to the Peasant Podcast. Get comfortable as we sit by the fire and chat everything DayZ. We are live from the TGP minigame server with the podcast team. TikTok creator Smiley's Got a Gun, long-term DayZ console player ADKcue, and chat controller and security Queen Peasant. Of course, we have the DayZ community here as well. Here at TPP, we want to hear what you have to say, so drop your thoughts and your opinions in chat. This podcast gives the voice to the DayZ console people, so welcome everybody to the Peasants Podcast. Rightio, welcome everybody to the Peasants Podcast. We are kicking it off with episode 8, season 3. Kicking it on, we are moved a long time, so and we ain't going anywhere. First of all, let's do our little introduction. We don't really need to introduce these two. We've got our co-host on the left, Smiley's Got a Gun. And on the right, Mr. Q. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Morning boss. Morning, everyone.
I had a thought the other day. I've got to stop introducing you guys as like these new people that have arrived to the show. Like, we'll just You're part of the furniture now, so you just get slapped in. And that's of course and the usual pair. In the chat we've got Mr. Reno, we've got Crimson Thorn, we've got Mr. VA Pete, McGhost is in the house, the Queen, V8 Pete's in the house, Brendan the Great. How are we all? Hope we're having a lovely, lovely weekend. We've got a few subjects to talk about today, but first of all I'm going to hand over to Mr. Q. And he's got something that he wants to commemorate in the community.
Yeah. Well, indeed, unfortunately, it's not the greatest of news to start off the podcast this week, but I don't know, a lot of everyone should know who I'm talking about, but the great duo partner of GeckoFish, Big Boss, passed away earlier this week. And I don't know, for me it was quite a hurtful thing, because GeckoFish and Big Boss were part of the reason why I got into playing DayZ. Sitting there watching how they interacted together and just the way they passed through the community was just really, really fucking awesome. So I was going to write something, but of course Q's terrible at writing, so I've got something that one of the community have written in Gecko's Discord forum. I just want to share that with you guys. So words cannot express accurately enough just how much admiration I still feel for you and will for a long time to come. With clarity in mind and joy in my heart, Antonio stood as a great mountain of honour, pride and integrity. He stood as the one and only Big Boss. The big bro, the one we've all come to know and love. From the Bangkok Stallion series, I always believed in his character being more real and believable, because he was just that. He was real. He was believable. He was our big boss. From the very moment GeckoFish announced a celebrity would be joining him for one of his streams, myself and the rest of Gecko's chat had high hopes that he would become a streamer and continue to partner up with Gecko and his chums. Gecko had to keep pushing and enticing him to become a streamer, and that gave so many of us an overwhelming sense of appreciation, as we all had and all now know the story of our old friend. Together they faced tremendous odds, both online and offline, as friends and equals in their own respect and adventures. I, for one, am amazed at how much they've touched my heart and the heart of everybody else. It provided me with the utmost appreciation and highest level of entertainment I never knew I needed. They were like the Frodo and Sam of the DayZ community, facing off against the towering threat of adversity, standing side by side, ascending that mountain time and time again. One does not simply walk into Mordor unless you have your most trusted companion at your side. I realise this is supposed to be a moment to think about and honour Big Boss, but I also have to consider my appreciation to Gecko for introducing all of us to him and sharing his adventures and friendships with his brother, the man all of us can call our friend, our brother and our hero. Big Boss enveloped the hearts of everyone he knew with a warm, welcoming embrace, as if we were his own kin. He influenced his entire community to rejoice and carry forth his roar of passion of loving life through our daily lives. He ignited the flames of excitement to all. He was always such a wonderful entertainer, and particularly the vibe we all felt on his Friday evening streams. It genuinely felt like a party in which everyone was invited to. He never asked anything of any of us, yet so many kind people wanted to give so much to him, simply because we wanted to show our affection, respect, and admiration to his wonderful and great man that we've all come to love and appreciate. For what he has given us all for his own genuine selflessness, consideration, and care to all of those around him. Tony proved to all of us that we can better ourselves and those around us. We can all learn from him every single day. Legends never die, they just respawn, as he would often phrase it. He has rejoined the wheel of light, and one day will come to pass that crossroad. He will be there, waiting to welcome us with that same warm feeling that he gave us when he joined him on his adventures. Breathe on our hearts, emboldened by flame. Many lives are forever changed. The love you gave us will remain. Before long, my old friend, we will see you again. Rest in peace, Big Boss.
Rest in peace, buddy.
We're just going to do a minute of silence.
If it ever has to come that you have to serve for your country, dude, that's the best thing ever you could do.
Yeah, that is true.
Hey, what
Soon as
happens,
expensive
happens.
as
Just remember
possible.
your future. You know, the man up there he's written down your future already. That time and date
Yeah.
to the second is already written down when you will not be on this earth anymore. Whether you get hit by a fucking truck, whether you die at war, it doesn't matter. If you know what I'm saying, you know? So don't be afraid, man.
Wise old man.
Don't be afraid. That's just the honest truth.
Oh, I appreciate you, Q. Big RIP to the man. It's amazing how people touch so many in the community and fade away so quickly. So a big RIP to Mr. Big Boss. Definitely well put together, well said.
Yeah. Yeah, that was beautifully written by whomever, and yeah,
100%.
and beautifully read out, Q. Well done.
Just also shows you that, you know, in a blink of an eye, everything can all disappear, so take every moment as you can grab it. As he said, get hit by a bus the next day.
Well, that's
Yeah.
I think that's why I wanted to include that clip at the end, is because it explains it so well himself. As you know, should never take a day or a second for granted.
100%. Reach out to your loved ones and
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
like that. 100%.
And it goes to show, you know, he probably didn't even realize how many people he actually touched and how many people he actually, you know, affected their lives in such a beautiful way. So it goes to show, you know, you think you're just playing a video
touching
game, but you're
lives.
out here, you know, giving love to peeps.
Mm.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, touching
One of the
lives,
most
yeah.
beautiful thing about the DayZ community itself. So, a couple of days after it passed, there was a charity giveaway set up for him, so people can help his family. And almost every of the big streamers posted that and ended up helping contribute to it. Within 4 days, it was up to $12,000.
Holy shit.
12,000
Oh my
euro.
God.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
Mm.
That's
Let's
awesome.
grab that link for that. I'll put that link and that
And that was
details in
everyone
the
from-
YouTube video.
from-
That way people can go in afterwards and find the link. And if you want to throw in a donation and throw out something to the family, go right ahead. Yeah, $12,000. Shit.
You know, that's one thing that some people say about, like, with DayZ community. They go, oh, it's a toxic game. It's not. Oh, yeah, you know, you might get your odd little sprinkles of toxic people out there, but at the core of it, it really is people just wanting to get on just so they can connect with others
100%.
and
100%.
share some love.
100%.
It's beautiful.
And I think the
Yeah.
one bad apple destroys the cart scenario works in that with the toxicity. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, that's true.
an honourable start to the podcast. We appreciate you. Also being so open in game, and of course it's a rough season, it's a rough times. Yeah, hold in there, reach out to people, have a chat to your friends, go for a run. Do what we used to do, go on the coast and just sit by a fire and chill and talk in game.
Yeah,
Mm. You know, that's one
meet some
thing that I'll
randoms
give the
that come
devs.
past.
One thing I'll give the devs. I'm already organising to put across on the game.
Oh, nice. I was thinking that.
Amazing.
That's
So
beautiful.
fast to do it. It's good to see that they support their content creators that way, and the ones that love and help promote their game so much, you know? Good. As much as we
You
bang
bag
on the devs,
They
Can
do have a
somebody
little
clip that
soft
for every
side.
time that he sits there and pays them out? We can replay it for him. just to balance it out.
That's right.
But
It is pretty awesome that they do that, though, huh? That's yeah. Hats off to the devs for, you know, putting crosses
well,
for the
and that's
fallen.
the thing.
It's really beautiful.
There you go.
Well, the thing is, usually it'll take up to 6 to 9 months to get one installed in. And from what I've been hearing in the community around Big Boss, it's happening within
Shit.
2-3 months.
Do we know where it's going?
Nice.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That is the funny thing
Not yet.
about the podcast, and especially over the question times, the amount of times that you've asked people's favourite spot, we've actually got a catalogue of where people's favourite spots are. You know, if it ever comes to time and, you know, people switch off and that information's not known, literally it's all in the podcast, because that's one of the questions that Mr. Q asks. Where's your favourite spot to be? Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
Pretty hectic.
And also, I was actually just thinking that, see, you know, my family doesn't actually, you know, get involved here, and if something happened to me, like, how would you guys know? You know what I mean? I better start writing out something to leave a password for Discord or something.
Well,
Please contact these
saying that,
people.
bro, we've known each other for so long. We've got our because we're in the same country. We got each other's mobiles. So if you disappeared, it wouldn't take much.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be podcast. That'd be Discord. That'd be that evening. It'd be a fucking phone call. But you are right. Like I think about
then a
that
drive.
with, you know, like Mr. Teabag, or, you know, people I don't have their actual numbers. Like, you know, how would you know? I know they'd eventually just stop contacting in Discord, but then how can you
Exactly.
find out, or even, yeah, it's a real scary world that, you know, the internet is
I think
about,
that's
you know, making friends and having connections and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when we finally pop
Yeah,
off the planet.
exactly. So yeah, just make sure that, you know, you're your online gaming friends are included because they're, just as important as your IRL friends. I mean, we've all
Fuck
been
oath.
together for
Yeah.
years, man. Like
Yeah.
years.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would
Oh, I'm
look
getting
weird
all
looking
emotional
at you.
now. I'm getting all sad and
You
shit.
look weird looking at you without your character skin.
Yeah.
The fuck
You
is
turn up to the
this?
funeral and go, I don't know this person.
That's it.
Who is
the
he?
fuck is that?
Is that who I've been talking to all these
Yeah.
years? Yeah.
Oh my god.
God, get me out of here.
Yeah. So, if you're making connections out there on the internet, maybe you have to take that one step further and, like old school, give each other your phone numbers, keep in contact, just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm like that with my daughter, with Yachty. We talk all the time over Facebook.
Yep.
We quite often video call each other and shit.
Yeah, that's the same with Corey, my ex faction leader. We talk to him on a basis. He's basically part of the family. Like he just had a baby recently, and we sent him a baby blanket, and that was all the way over to Missouri. Yeah, so
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
but
super sweet,
it's
bro.
just like
That's
family.
really nice.
You know what I mean? All these people that I've met online through DayZ.
Yeah.
It's hectic, isn't it? It's funny how connected we are, but really we're not connected because there's something happened.
Yeah.
That's it. But all that electronic communication blinks out.
Mm.
You just have to sit and wonder.
Well, I guess that's the thing. We do have Noah, who's a stalker, so we can all rely on him. He knows all our names,
100%.
addresses, and where we live. And
Only so we can come over to our countries and fucking bludge a room.
Sit there.
Yeah, but
No, sleep in our back garden like a little gnome.
but yeah, it's just a little lesson in, every day is precious. Reach out to those people that you care about. Make sure you keep in contact with your loved ones, because you don't know what's going to happen. And very true.
Very true. Like I said to my son the other day when I walk out the door and I say, love you, and he never says it back. And then the other day I went, oi, you should say that back, because this could be the last time you see me. I could walk out there and have a car accident. You wouldn't even and you'll be like, oh, I didn't even say I love you. And my other daughter came around and goes, Mum, that's emotional manipulation. And I went, I don't care. I
Say
want
it
to
to
love
me.
you.
Yeah, say the
But
words
now he
work.
says, I love you. Every
Words
time.
work.
Yep.
But
The manipulation
that's
worked.
it. And that's what parenting's
Now
all
says I
about,
love you.
emotional manipulation. In a sense.
Yeah.
Just a heavy hustle in the house. All right, so we're going to kick on to our little panel discussion. It sort of ties in with the big boss feel and stuff like that. It is why is DayZ so popular to stream and to make content for? As of recent in the community, especially in the console community, had a rise of an influx of new streamers coming on board and taking on board the console aspect of streaming. We've spoken to a few over the lates. We've got a few more coming in. These are just guys starting off, barely a made affiliation, new in the community, out there looking to explore, looking to check out, the two sides of content creation on DayZ. You've got the community aspect where, things are slightly different to the official, and you've got the hardcore officials. I wanted to have a talk about, what is different about DayZ that attracts content creators and streamers, even though it's such a small, unique, niche game.
Yeah, well, I think as well we need to break it down because there's actually a few different types, isn't there? Like, where there's some who stream purely. I used to watch like there's one
Oh, yeah,
called
Ganja Gamer.
Ganja. He predominantly streams, yeah, to just have so that his friends can meet up. They know when he's on. You know what I mean? Some people use it just as a meetup to sort of say, "Hey, I'm on. Jump on. Let's go. This is what we're doing
A
today." You know
calling
what I mean?
card,
Like it's
yeah,
more
so
of
a social calling
a
card.
social thing. But then calling card. Exactly, which is awesome. And then you got the ones, of course, that are doing it, for to be a big streamer. I remember when I first started, I like when I jumped into the game and people from around the world were talking to me and their mouths were moving. That blew my mind. I thought, what the hell is this game? And like these like these are avatars here. This is crazy, and I could talk to anyone from
Unfiltered
around the
too.
world, and they're just interacting with them, and they would just do unfiltered and do people get into role play and people becoming friends or being savage, and I just thought I need to capture this. I need to get this is so good. These people on here need a camera on them. These people are amazing. I'm coming across such awesome characters. I need to put a camera in these people's face. So that was my drive to get streaming up and running, just to sort of say, hey, look at these people, man. Look at this game. This is
That's a very
mind blowing. So yeah,
that's a different
definitely
perspective that I
my
never
drive.
ever not considered, but I've never seen. Like, you just put DayZ in VR chat. That's what you just put it into. You know what I mean? That where there's just people just running around talking. You just threw my favorite game into that dumbass fucking thing. Yeah, but
It pretty
yeah,
well is,
but
bruv.
no,
Sorry, on
it's
the
even
coast
anywhere.
anyway.
Like,
That's what's happening.
even just
on the
recently, where I
coast,
had
man.
that big debacle in the Livonia bunker, that turned from a big war effort to VR chat, and we left as friends. You're forever going to change my fucking view on this game now.
Oh.
Fuck. But yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just
Everyone
all
just
in avatars,
cruising. Yeah, fair
hanging
enough.
out. Yeah.
No, you just killed it like that. Well, that's the end of the career. Fucking out. I'm technically a VR chatter. I'm at the epitome of fucking streaming.
Yep.
That's
We're moving to Rust now.
Rust. Oh, shit. Oh, that fucking it. But yeah, okay. No, I see you. I see your grab. See, my grab in the game was the survival aspect. It was being on a map with, up to 60 people on it, on that nobody governed. You know what I mean? It was just, here you go, here's a platform. So I came from 7 Days to Die, and that could only have up to 4 people on it. And of course, playing PUBG was good, but that was only an hour round. So this was basically the mix. And the streaming aspect came for me was the idea of trying to promote the community. Like, mine was more driven from watching my game. There was a point there in DayZ console in the game itself where it slumped quite heavy. And I watched that with 7 Days to Die. They just stopped making content for it. And it was just like, well, that's fucked. Well, I'm stuck enjoying your game, but, you're going to come back to us at a later date? Okay. All right, well, see ya. And the game was semi-broken anyway. So
Yeah.
when I ventured into DayZ, this thing was semi-broken. So it fit perfectly with what I was used to. But, the developers kept it going. But, yeah, my streaming influence was more a promotional thing to do, try and show off. Everyone kept bagging out DayZ console, and I couldn't see the see the reasoning for it. What they were saying wasn't sort of the truth. Yeah, it was crappy, but so it was the same on PC. Like, it was the same bloody game. Yeah, but that's how.
Yeah, that's right.
That's buzzy. See, we've all got complete different aspects of it. See, because I'm not a streamer, but I got into the game watching streamers, as I mentioned earlier. I got into it watching Gecko and Big Boss, and they were playing, and they were role playing. They were role playing the cartel faction, and there was like he made it was probably 8 or 9 like hour and a half long episodes of them just. It was like watching a movie the whole way through, and I was just like, "Holy shit! Is this what you can do in a game with other people?" It just blew my mind. I was like, "Fuck! I've got to get into this. I got to start playing this. This is awesome." That's where my love of the game came from. Similar thing. If I hadn't have seen someone creating content about that sort of stuff, I would
It's
never have
also
known
the
what DayZ
storytelling
was.
side of it. People searching for the storytelling side of it. So if you saw Bruv's content of just people talking and their mouths moving and her zoomed into their mouths, like, what the fuck? You may have not have you may not have jumped into it, but even in your gaming experience, like, you are a role player through, like, you've taken on that same persona that the content has influenced you in. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
whereas the there you go.
Yeah, and that see. Oh, I was just going to say that. See that there, exactly what Q pointed out. We're all different, and that right there is the beauty of DayZ. You can play it any way you want, and that's the lure. I reckon it's just the game
Yeah.
lets you do that, have that freedom.
Yeah, and coming back to why do streamers really see DayZ as a good place to create content on is because of that, because you could do many different
And even
styles.
new styles. I think
So
that's the
instead
other
of
thing
like
that
playing,
also kicks into it. You can invent new styles
yeah,
of
so
DayZ content of how it comes out. Whereas something like COD, is just watch me kill this
like Call
bloke.
of
Watch me
Duty
kill this
or
bloke. I killed 2 this time. I killed 3 with a grenade.
mm,
Mm. Mm. And that's one thing that you do, bruv. When you do like your server reviews, you take the people into what DayZ can be. Like, so with community servers especially, they're all set up with a different theme or a different play style. So you will one week play, say, okay, a PvP server where, it is like you're just saying, okay, yeah, jump in, grab a gun, blow someone's head off, you can play that way. And then the next one, you're like, okay, now we're in a medieval server and we're role playing and we're, doing this. And then the next one is like, hey, we're jumping on official. We're just going to meet people on the coast. We're just going to have a run. We're going to, and then the next one is I've got a mission. I'm going to try and get from one, map to the next, and like set yourself challenges, or I'm a survivor, how long can I last? There's just so many ways to play this, and you actually open the door to that and shine a light on that, which is really beautiful, so people can really see how
It's also
DayZ
to
can be
influence to the
played.
next level as well. Once you set the bar at a certain height, I think you cap the community. I think the best thing about the console community is there's so much openness for it there's actually less gateway. The people are expanding each other. Someone brings out something new, the bar gets lifted. We've seen, the teleport system go from one point to another. Now, like during the week, I looked at a server that had, a complete medieval map on top and then Valhalla in the sky. Like now you're talking stories of, the next level of storytelling as the coders influence the lawmakers.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're spot on. That's right. And then it's like, well, like any artist, isn't it? Whether it's painting or music or anything, it does exactly what you just said. It's like, someone releases something and it's like, ooh, someone will take a little bit of that and then expand on it and then it goes up to the next level and the next level. And that just goes to show, how console, can be just as good and just as fun and amazing and creative as PC. And if anything, I think it's even better. I mean, look at what people can create with such limited tools that
I
they
think it's
have
also a
compared to
lot more
PC.
refined.
Like it
There's a
is
lot more
really,
um,
mm,
detail in it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah,
Because we're not going through and just going right. I want to grab this gun mod, this car mod, and this overhaul mod. It's people going in and going right. What am I creating so it can be an experience similar to PC? Okay, let's put this together with the tools we have. Yeah,
mm,
that is a lot more impressive what the console community put out compared to how
Mm.
easy it is for
And
PC to put it out.
and
exactly. Like shrinking down tiny containers and making signs.
not
Hey, bro.
mine. Not 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 not.
But it took him like
No,
24
no, no.
hours to do it,
Most of
but
those
he did
signage
it.
were semi pre-made. So not like I sat the front one of the actual thing I did by hand, but a lot of those little ones, they were what I had the blank of pre-made and just cut out what was necessary and place it. Yeah, but still, hats off to the person who sat
Still,
there and lined it
holy
all up because
cow.
the amount of mistakes I did and then had to realign it to try and get letters to spell. Yeah, yeah, that's just yeah.
Yeah.
And to talk about the Brandon brings up a good point. They have maps. Wow, it's I was a little disappointed that you know it's probably me not having a better understanding of PC maps and how they're built, but they got the same shit in the free maps that we do. So all their other maps, I mean, apart from
Mm,
Namalsk, which has that
yeah.
big mega building, where you get it's Namalsk, where you get the ray gun, not the ray gun, I keep thinking ion cannon, but that's not what it's called. The one shot sniper rifle that you can take off people's heads. There's one particular building that's a trademark register that's not anywhere else. But the Japanese had no Japanese influence to it. Like, where's the big building with the edge
That does
pieces?
surprise me. Yeah, when you look
Mm,
at Takistan, they actually
Yeah,
created their own custom buildings. They're not very
yeah.
impressive, but at
They're not
least they
fancy
created them.
smancy, but they're at least blends
yeah.
in and themes up. Yeah. The Gauze rifle. Thank you, 303 and
Yeah.
Brandon. The
I
Gauze
was
rifle.
disappointed, like, when I heard about it. Oh,
Yeah, they're
I had one
cool.
of those on Fallout.
But in DayZ, it just obliterates people. You run
Yeah,
across
very
that
cool.
bridge and just someone sits on the other side and goes, dead.
Yeah.
Which is, I like that particular setup. I think Namalsk has the probably the best out of the PC maps of a whole generative storyline to build up. You got to go get the suit and make the suit up, and then you jump across to the portal, and there's a lot of things to do. Whereas a lot of the other maps, like that Japanese map, took 3 years to build. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Really? That took 3 years to build.
3 years to build, and it's just
What?
pretty much most of it is just a bridge. You have to go across the same bridge and go backwards and
Yep.
forwards to do the different missions. And people have just found it so stagnant
Yeah,
because it's
killed.
almost impossible to do them because you just get murdered going along that bridge. Doesn't matter how far you get.
Yeah, I must say when I heard about it, I was
Yeah.
excited. I thought, I want to see this. I was expecting I was going to
Yeah.
have a look at cherry
The big
blossoms
and
and,
watch the
you know,
fights
like
out of
it
the
would have that
Oriental big
whole,
buildings,
like you
the
said,
little stack ones, have like 12 or 13 high where you're sniping out of.
yeah,
Rice paper rooms.
exactly. And then yeah, and then I did a search to look for streamers who were streaming it and watched a few, and I was waiting, and I'm like, wait, have I got the right thing? Did they change maps here? What's happening here? That's a, you know, building from Chinoris,
Yeah.
another building, that's another
Yeah.
piece from like, I was
Yeah.
like, wait, where's the Japanese part? Yeah, disappointment. I didn't even bother like actually going in and playing it after I watched it on streams. I was like, well, I'm not excited about this.
Yeah. It was very, very strange. Mr. Golfy in the house. 303. Yes. It was
Morning,
I had
Red.
that sort of a shock, and that's what sort of brought me to the okay, are these maps all just recycled stuff? Because I've seen some new stuff in there that you can't get anywhere else. I said Takistan, the Namalsk, but yeah, I was a little surprised if that's just they've just got the ability to move terrain. That's it, and take stuff off.
Hmm.
Yeah, it takes time to import new buildings.
Well, I think that could be because it is. That's very difficult to create them and import them, and then.
Because why? Yeah, do you have to
But
get
I don't understand why
permission
they don't
from
do more of
DayZ
it.
to bring them in?
You know,
Like I don't know and I might have to do some research on it, but I don't know how. Like, what is it that goes into it to get? Like, if I want a pitchfork monument, how do I put this in the assets? Like, can this be done? You know what I mean? Can it be
yeah,
done?
I don't
But
know.
is it just the point of I just need lots of money?
Hmm.
Do I just throw money at the devs
Yeah.
and say build it, or?
Well, I mean, well, you look at a lot of their mods. You know, some of the cars that they have Skylines and BMWs and shit like that. There ain't no way that AZ be
Yeah, that's
saying, "Oh,
right.
yeah,
They've got
sure,
actual
we'll put
branded
those in to
cars
play
and
with."
Ferraris and Fords and stuff like that. It takes time to import, and it costs some good money for some
Yeah.
buildings. Okay.
Why is that, Brandon, though? Why is that? Why can okay, Josie's working on some amazing cars.
Yeah, he's got
That's his flavor
fucking
for the
right
last
into it.
few months. He's like really been getting into it. Yeah. So what's the difference between a car and a building then? Like why would it take longer and more money for buildings compared to a car? I
Technical,
would think a car would be more
especially what he's got. He's got the
harder to do
dashboards, and
than
he's got leaf
more, yeah, more
springs, and
technical. It's
fucking
moving, but
he's
it's a moving
adjusting the
thing.
suspension types. And
Yep. The
Yeah, they got to
sounds
worry
and
about
everything.
Side of it.
physics.
Yeah.
Well, physics and
It'd be an
shit.
interesting question
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Whereas a building's just really, isn't it just a box and you just color it in? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I know that's probably
Well,
really
you know, you've got to put a
ignorant.
wireframe in down to start off with. So this is how much I know. So you wireframe it like a mesh frame, and then you skin it.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's as far as I know.
So then so that like you can actually so you need the like the frame so that like you're gonna have
Yeah,
stairs
so
like you can
and
actually
it's
walk
not
up them and then like
correct,
the next
and it's
floor
not
you can
just the
actually
picture
stand on
of
it
the
and stuff
color.
like that.
So you put a wireframe in underneath it throughout, like everything that we're sitting on here. This is why when it's enlarged. So if you have a look at our stage in front of us, these concrete blocks are slightly enlarged. So that's why Q and you are hovering, and I'm probably hovering, but I don't look like it. Because what's happened is when I've enlarged it, the frame of itself has gotten bigger than the actual outside picture color. So therefore, you will actually sit a little bit off it. Whereas if you put it back to normal size, the proportions put you back to standing on it properly. Yeah. So framework,
Yeah.
and then obviously
Yeah,
a tone
gotcha.
over the top, and then I don't know why I can't just go, because I am not that smart or knowledgeable in that field.
I mean, because if they even like made different trees and stuff, like, you know, there's the whole jungle one. I love the jungle. I don't understand why people don't use that more on PC, like the jungle. Or maybe they do, and I just, you know, I'm a bit out of touch with PC. But you know, with the jungle with the different trees and everything, like, you know, like that's a moving thing, and it's, you know, like, and I just think you can make a tree and you can make a
Yeah.
car, but a building is hard. I need someone. We know what we need. So we probably need to have Josie back
Well,
on. We need to have
in
someone
May,
back on that can explain that.
yeah,
Oh, actually, if
Teabag's coming
Teabag was here.
on to join the thing in May, so we'll be able to drop that question. We'll just go back and revise it. Mr. Very Silent Bob, hello. And of course, Brandon says the engine really restricts a lot of things. It would do too, of how much it could generate. Yeah, that's why things just shit itself. The newer version is way better. Well, look at Armor Reforger. It's just exploded. You know what I mean? You look at Scale Speed's latest videos, all that sort of stuff. You can see how much Armor Reforger is starting to birth, like the early days of DayZ console. And it's crossplay too, so you've doubled your... Yeah, that's how I need to assassinate Armor Reforger and bring the people back.
Them, you know what though? Armor Reforger though. Couple of things. Mouths don't move.
No,
Characters
yeah, I
don't
don't
move
like
as
the
smoothly
character, the
as these,
clunkiness.
you know? They
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
robotic.
that
clunkiness.
looks
Yeah,
terrible.
it really does. And
Yep. All male.
where's the female characters? Huh? It's all
Oh.
male.
That's
Oh,
it.
no quality.
You know,
What the hell's
yeah.
going on behavior?
No, yeah,
I know.
yeah,
We're back in the 80s.
where we send men to war,
I was
like
just like
we
back
do
in-
now.
Yeah, actually, even in the 80s, I had Sonya and shit.
Jesus
But that's it, you know,
Christ.
I just think that was really backwards move. Like, you know, it's just, I don't understand why they didn't put any
100%
female
true.
peeps in there.
Oh
God
shit, that's
damn
gonna
it,
be a
Behavior,
store
Behavior,
for
get
him.
your
That's
shit together. Look what you've made me do. You've gone from having me praise you to now I'm back to giving you shit. For fuck's sake.
Well,
Where's your
that's
gender
why.
equality?
That's a good lesson of why you don't play Armor Reforger and you find something that's similar on DayZ. but the DayZ mod is looking
That's
better
right.
and better and better, so we might get a full evolution. Yep, 80s,
Yeah.
no women frontline troops. Correct.
Yeah, I'm just going to start spamming them.
But yeah, so
Yeah, well, but it is now 2025,
I'm actually
Bobby.
surprised they didn't add in
2025.
a female.
Like, you know, get out there. Yeah, usually even in the 80s added in one female, didn't they? I remember in the 80s playing video games, I'd have to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Oh yeah, there she is, right down the bottom. There's that one female character in there. But yeah.
There's one Russian woman that looks like she's been bulked up on steroids. Potentially could just be a man, but you know,
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, they always
put a
you don't
dress on
know
her.
who used to be a woman in the lineup, so maybe they are being super gender equality. Are they calling anyone he's? Is the soldier he? No, it's already pronouns attached to each soldier. So you don't know, bruv. You got to get with the
True.
times. Yeah, maybe it's you.
Maybe I'm
Maybe
being
it's you not
sexist.
taking the
That's
count.
right. I'm
You
the
being
sexist
judgy
one.
because they're not
I'm being
running around in
judgy.
army dresses. No, but
Yeah, because they
That's
don't
it.
ponytails.
That's all you
and
want is the
dresses and
boobs.
Actually, when I think about it, if they modeled the character off me, I'd look like a 12-year-old boy, so that's fair.
Oh, see? So you don't know. They might be just that rugged, surfy type chick that's decided to join the army.
I've been put in my place.
And Reforger is set in the
Flat-chested,
80s,
no
so
butt.
that's why there's no females in there, because they didn't put them in the front line. There you go. Explain. Yeah.
Oh, it is actually set in the 80s. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's a crack up.
Ah, right. Well, where's the
That's
princess
it.
on the hill that we have to save
Where's-
then, Bobby?
Where's
Huh?
the nurse in the short
Princess on the
skirt?
hill.
I wonder if the
Yeah, it was the
planes have the
nurse.
pin-ups, you know, the old 60s pin-ups on the sides of it.
Oh no, the 80s ones were even better, weren't they? The 80s ones were
Yeah.
the chicks with the big hair, the pin-ups of them.
And the bikinis
Remember
and
with the
stuff.
teased hair?
It
Yeah.
was always my favourite on those war games. Decorate your plane, put the
Yeah,
chick on there.
bikini sitting on a
Beautiful. Did nothing for me.
It was a staple in every mechanic. You walk into a mechanic
Yeah,
shop,
she's-
there she was. Boom.
She's waiting
on the
for a
wall.
Prince
Or
job.
calendar.
Do more, eat your heart
Yeah,
out.
that's right.
G.I. Jane.
Go into that mechanic bathroom and
That's it. A
Ready
G.I.
for a
Jane.
Prince
Need a G.I.
Charming.
Jane in there.
Actually, do you know that there's this thing? I learned this. Sorry, you're a little.
We
not-
always
not a
stray
little
off topic.
Just a little. Just go on to the side a little.
It's written in the notes. It says here, this is an
Yeah.
open podcast and it may stray, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Yep.
I may stray, and that's okay. That sounds like a slogan. Yeah, so there's a term for it. I'd have to dig back in my TikToks, which I don't have time for right now because I know it was a while back. And there's actually this term in movies that I had never heard of before. And that is it's a term for a movie that means that there's female character in the movie, but is not based, but the female character or the storyline isn't about her like being in love or being with a man. And I thought, oh shit, yeah, because that's the thing. So a lot of movies, whenever like the main character is a female, is usually having to do with the female still centering her life around a man, like finding the man in
Oh,
the tree,
yeah.
who's falling in love,
Bridget
or
Jones's Diary.
something always about a man. Bridget Jones,
Okay,
like
well.
try and think of like there are not many movies out there where it's the female character that has nothing to do with men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Whereas men movies, they're all like, I'm going to war, I'm a car racer, I'm a this, I'm a that, whereas female movies, even if they were something like, hey, I'm racing cars and I'm in love with this guy over here.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
it. I'm
Yeah,
racing cars,
like always
but I
has
have to do it
have-
because I love this bloke and I want to attract him.
Yeah, and he's broken my heart and now I can't live on. So there
That's funny,
are,
isn't it?
yeah. So it's very hard. There's not actually many female movies out there
Is
that
is gaming the
yeah.
same?
aren't
Ah.
still based on a man.
What?
Yeah,
No, Q
probably,
said
could
something, but I
be.
think his mic died.
I don't know. So,
No.
oh,
No. I was just gonna say there is a movie, Carrie.
What movie's that?
what?
Carrie. The movie
Oh,
Carrie.
Carrie, yeah.
Fucking,
Oh, with the pig's blood.
But isn't she's revenge for being murdered?
Oh, wait. But isn't that no? Because there's a guy in there that actually lures her. Doesn't he? Doesn't he invite her to the
Oh, for fuck's sake.
to the
yeah,
prom?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's it,
sorry.
very
yeah.
silent Bob. Women have feelings, men are dicks. Exception to the rule is Tank Girl. No, she's fighting against the male corporation of suppression.
Tank Girl.
And it's the bloke who's pretty much
Oh, well, there you
VR.
go,
He's not a
yeah.
bloke. Is yeah, she's a rebel fighting against. Even Kit. Oh, it's
God,
the
Tank Girl,
Queen's
I've seen that
favorite
movie
movie.
for years.
It's her absolute hands down favorite movie. Tank Girl for the win. Yep.
Good movie.
Yeah. Well, if anyone thinks of any female movies that has nothing to do with men
What
whatsoever,
about that Japanese movie with the
Let us
little
know for the
girl
next
that's in
week, 'cause
with the
we're
black hair that
curious.
scares the fuck out of anything? That's the only one that I can sort of think of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes and no.
Oh, wait,
because
how
I
did
think
she die?
Yeah, the backstory of the Grudge goes to do with the mum and the horses and shit like that. And then
Yeah,
same
okay.
do
Oh,
with
it's
the
the
dad.
mum.
Yeah, that's weird. That is
Did she
weird,
have
bro.
daddy issues? Is it the mum? Can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, right? And it's just like I had never thought about it before. And there's actually a term for it. Yeah. And there weren't
being a
not too
twig.
many movies out there. So, right?
Fun fact for the
Fun
day.
fact. That's my fun fact for the day.
Right, so swinging back to DayZ content. That took a fucking left trigger to the right, which it usually does. But that's what the podcast is all about. It's all about the strain, the influence, and where it comes back through. But actually, going back onto that point, is gaming the same as the movies? Like DayZ, you can pick from multiple sides of the characters. So you've got X amount, chuck you onto a map, off you go, do your thing. But is there games that are just dedicated that aren't, backed by some outside influence of a female? Like male ones, you look at all the car racing ones. In the old days, it was always a male driver. They've taken that out now. And then you think about a female lead in a game. Tomb Raider. Yeah, take out your franchises like Barbie and all those sorts of stuff. But like birth character, it's Tomb Raider. Is Silent Hill a female? No, Silent Hill's a female
Tomb
character.
Raider.
It's just purely
Tomb Raider.
female.
Oh yeah.
no,
Okay. There you go.
Is that the whole way through? Because in Silent Hill, do you play?
Yeah, see, that's why I
characters
didn't
as
put
well,
Resident Evil in. Because Resident Evil, in some of them, you change to a female character during it. I'm talking, like, Tomb Raider is basically
similar to like
the
the
only
Last
one
of
that
Us,
I can
the
think
same.
of. Bob, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. That's a great girl movie.
Yeah, you're Lara
The
Croft.
ping
That's
pong
it.
scene is my favourite. Nothing better to watch when you're 13 years old.
That is a great movie.
But yeah, that's there's not many in the same. Just
Yeah. How many games
Yeah.
where the female is the main character
It's
and
just
you can't
female.
switch her out? Like it's just the female character. That's it.
except for many of the Japanese ones, you've got all those Japanese ones where all the main characters are female and they run around in what you would wear in the bedroom. Yeah, less than that. A
Underwear.
piece of string.
A piece of string. A little side note on that as well. I was looking at Afrikaans words the other day, and they had a word for G-string, which meant like butt floss. They interpret it. When you interpret it in Afrikaans,
Well,
it means
That's
butt
also
floss.
Truth
So,
303.
yeah,
Telltale's
okay,
Walking
that's true.
Dead game. That's about the little girl, isn't it? That whole influence is about the little girl. Yeah, the season.
One of them is, yeah, because the Telltale Games, there's a few different seasons of it.
Oh, the
The
second
first
season.
season
The
is, it's
first
all
one's
about
about the
little
bloke
girl,
with the
yeah.
little girl, and then the second one's the little girl. Well, one of them's the little girl, but even still, not a solid based character. Nothing like Tomb Raider has ever come or gone that I sort of
Yeah,
in a
she's not the main.
mainstream game has come along and dominated because everyone jumps on Lara Croft. They have done since the 90s. Yeah. When
Yeah.
Hexagon Boobs came out.
So yeah.
Mate, I tell you what, as a fucking young teenager playing that game, those were the greatest boobs ever.
All 9 pixels of them.
Your first pixel crush.
But yeah, that's that's definitely a topic we're gonna have to explore. But female in gaming, main characters.
Yeah, and also, what?
Well,
The question is, why do people in DayZ? Let's expand a little bit further. Why do people in DayZ as a male choose a female character? Now, in games
I can tell you
like
the answer for that, and I know you're going to say it's about the hitbox. Because back when they first brought the characters out,
It's
the
smaller.
hitboxes for the female characters were
It's not
smaller than the
anymore.
males.
It's not anymore.
yes, but it's not anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of people as well, like in other games, will choose a female. Like that's why I think Warden chose a female for PUBG, isn't it? Because of the hitbox, and also in Overwatch, a lot of people will choose the female characters over the male because of the hitbox as well. I think that was adjusted over time as well, but still, but what makes you choose a female? Is it because you like looking at females in general, and that's why you want to be female? Could it be that you want to be a female and this is your chance to role play as one, or is it
Well, no, saying that,
seriously, like,
little confessions of a peasant. I was on this server when I was testing it, and there was 2 people just floating around in just obviously when I was just starting with it, kicked it off, new lobby, and there was one particular character. His bloke was in the in the loadout that you spawn with. The other bloke was all dressed up in. He had a nurse's outfit on. He had the shirt. He had the dress on. He had the shoes, and all of a sudden I thought, am I harbouring people's intentions on my server that they're not using it for mini games and they're using it for role play dress ups of a certain nature? Yeah, that's sort of
Are people coming to TGP to do some ERP? Hey?
Unfortunately, modders in Black Ops 2.
The what? Say that again.
Are people coming to the TGP to engage
ERP.
in ERP? You don't know what ERP is? Erotica roleplay.
Yeah.
Veronica
Roleplay.
roleplay?
It's a branch in the
Erotica
roleplay
roleplay.
system that runs in the sexually explicit line. Come on, bruv, you should know about this. I thought you'd be the head of it. Oh, I didn't want to fill out the long applications. I hate the long applications. Blah, blah, blah.
Are you telling me there's an underground roleplay?
Yes.
No,
sexual
erotic.
Roleplay? They call it Veronica roleplay.
ERP.
No, erotica.
Yeah.
Oh,
What is this?
Erotica. I thought you said Veronica.
Yeah, it's Veronica's
it's
closet.
accent.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
Veronica's
stop
closet.
speaking
All right.
English. Yeah, I guess I'm like Veronica.
Only if she reads the rules. Yep. Only if she
Oh,
reads the rules.
erotica roleplay.
I know someone in chat that hates being a female
no,
character.
no,
Ooh. Mr. Very Silent Bob doesn't never do custom. He
Oh,
only does
really?
randoms. So he likes a fresh character no matter male or female. Unfortunately, says up. This is how.
Nice. Yeah.
No, this is how
No
modders in
judgy
Black
from
Ops
Bobby?
2 are just watching from the sky. Oh, watching the what do you call it? No, we're on DayZ. We just modified our own place. If you're on the
Oh,
ground, you tend to die.
jeez.
So we just make our own nest and kill each other later. This is yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Actually, while we're on that, big ups to
It's a
our
nice
new
spot, isn't it?
because it's fucking
And not only
beautiful
that,
up
it's
here.
the crossover
It's so
between the
pretty.
racetrack and the boat course. So
Yeah.
you know, if people are on, you watch the cars drive by and the boats
In the
piss
boat,
off.
Yeah.
It's a.
Look at that. Look
I
at that
was
water
looking.
gleaming
I
in
swear the
sun.
waters had an
So
update.
pretty.
I was playing on Sakau server the other day, and the water just looked a lot more crisper and a lot more clearer. Yeah,
Yeah, less like KY.
not gluggy.
Not gluggy. Like I've just jumped into a pool of KY.
Yeah, but it's just
Two.
just the way the sun hit it the other day, and I was like, has that been updated? Yeah, but it is. It's a beautiful spot up here. There are
Well, there are a lot of things and the update that they put out that they weren't even touched on. Like I didn't know until yesterday when I was filling up the
Yeah,
car and the new
that's
sound
cool.
with the jerry can filling up the car.
Mm.
That wasn't never mentioned in the update or anything. I was like,
Yep.
oh shit, wow, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, I like the sound. And there was another one I saw a TikTok of as well that mentioned something. What was it? There was a couple of. Oh, that you can't. Okay, has anyone actually tried this since the new update? Apparently, can't eat rotten food anymore. Like, you know how you used to be able to take one or two bites and leave it for a
And you'd be
while and
fine.
you wouldn't get sick and you'd be fine. Now, apparently, you get sick if you eat rotten food. Doesn't matter how slow. And also, unknown food cans as well. Yeah, so if you eat them,
no
Yep.
matter
you
what.
get sick straight off the bat, no matter how slow you eat.
Well, I
I
think-
did not know that.
Well, that's because that's how it was intended to be. Even with the unknown food, it was intended to be you may or may not get sick from eating it. And then
Yeah.
the meta just became just take a couple of little bites and you're fine. So I think they've done the right thing by adjusting that to
Yeah.
be like, no, fuck you,
You're-
motherfuckers.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be
that's
hard.
correct.
You're gonna get sick
But
eating it no matter what.
I'm very impressed with
Yeah.
how much has been added that never got mentioned. Like how much, like all the sounds, the animations,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
stuff that I find on a day-to-day run that I never even thought about it. Like as I said, the jerry can that spun me out, and you sort of like your ears perk up like you've heard a foreign noise. Like what the fuck going on here? Yeah.
See, I like that. I like the little tidbits that they add to the immersion, like increasing like the sounds and even with the footsteps when especially when you're going through in bushland or something like that.
Yep.
The cracking of the sticks.
I've
I don't
gotten
know,
used to
I
that
just really
now.
like it.
It's not as
Yeah.
prominent.
Well, I tell you what. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's good. Yeah, my new meta in PvP now is I'll always take my boots off. I don't care if a couple of cuts because the foot sounds are so predominant now that you're
Yeah.
actually listening for those to know where people are more so than you used to because
Yeah.
it's so easy to hear them. And now you hardly expect to hear someone without boots.
But
sneaking
saying
up on you.
that, the person themselves is actually louder. So I had a run-in with somebody at Krasno Castle at Cherno, and the only reason I knew they were there was because their stomach rumbled to the point where I thought it was mine. And I was on the stairs on one of the towers, and as I was walking down, I heard it, and they then opened up fire. They were actually underneath the wooden stairs. And that's if they weren't hungry, they would have smashed me because they would have walked down. It's only that I started walking down, heard that, stopped, then started traveling back up that they took the shots at me. Yeah.
So has that increased in
Yeah,
sound as
in-
well?
in
like
the-
tummy rumbles, yeah?
I
What
would
about
say
the
so. And the
thirsty?
sneeze, the coughing, everything like that, the teeth chattering.
The teeth chattering.
Yeah. I think the game's
Nice.
getting to the point where you can play it without the HUD and know what your character's doing. And know the exact reason of why it's
Yep.
sick or
Well, when you,
wincing or...
yeah. Well, when you open your inventory, your stats come up
Yeah.
anyway. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's a little cheat. But it's good because that's sort of like, oh, you're just sort of checking on yourself if you look at it that way, you know, if you want that sort of, because you would if you thought, oh, something's up, better stop for a second and
Yeah.
check myself out, what's happening
But it was
here.
also points where that you
do
would,
that in
all
real
of a
life.
sudden the screen would go grey. No, back in the early days, you're like, what's wrong? Oh, fuck, I've lost this, now I'm dying. I mean, that's got to do with blood now, but, it used to be grey screen when your health was fading out. Yeah, it's cut.
And we got blood splatters on the screen now.
How
so
good
you know
is
if
the
you're gonna
blood
cut.
coming out of the person,
So-
but...
Wow, I clipped that last night. I was I was crouching when we were playing. This blood was coming out of my elbow, man. It was splurting out. It looked awesome. I was like, take
TGP
a pic of that.
minigames. What is the
Really
RZA?
good.
This too.
Yeah, it's a lot more chunky.
Yeah, it actually
Yes.
looks like good vomit now.
It really does. And it's
But
like, yeah,
even the
colour and
person, the
everything.
animation in the person, like you are really hoiking that up, eh? Like your body.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it kills your step. Absolutely kills your stamina now too.
Just flop it over my shoulder. Move around with it.
But it's also it's things like that I have found these days is starting to refine DayZ to especially on console, to that solid game. And I think that's where a lot of the influence of people starting to create content and getting into content creation, and not only that, new people coming into it, like we were influenced by streamers, seeing that cool stuff that goes on, the RP that kicks in, the fighting, and trying to take hold of that and adapting and influencing into that. Yeah, I just hope they keep going, keep employing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope that we just continue to see more console streamers. Like you said, there's been another huge spurt of console streamers lately, and some that are doing quite amazing. I've been who was it what's his name? But he's been streaming a lot lately, and he bounces between
NPC,
Xbox
Scrubby
and
Tsunami,
PlayStation.
yeah. He's
Scrubby.
also did
Scrubby
a little
Tsunami.
touch of PC.
Oh,
He's on
NPC,
every day
yeah, he does.
grinding.
Yep.
He's
And his
got-
viewers are getting up there. Really awesome. He's very good as well with his chat. Very interactive. He's a highly recommend if he's looking for a console streamer. Check out Scrubby Tsunami. Yeah,
Well,
definitely worth a look.
There's another one that's up and coming that I don't think we really talk about in this community very
I've
much.
been watching
It's a
Clutcher
top
for a
streamer,
while.
Clutcher.
Oh, Clutcher,
Good
yeah.
console.
He just needs to step
Right,
Yeah, I
step
could be
out of
there
his
now.
server, the Stranded.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I've asked him for an interview, and he's very, I don't
Yeah.
have the time for this,
Yeah.
really, stuff. I've asked him for he's very solo, will stay in his little box. Yeah, I've tried to have him on the show a few times.
That is true.
He just wants to do his thing.
Yeah,
and,
he just wants to
and
do his
roll his
thing,
own way,
and
and
yeah.
maybe the fear of the, you do see a lot of drama happening on X in the PC world. There's either map drama or streamer drama or drama between the pair of them, and I think a lot of that people think that happens also in the console community, which it probably does. There's probably stuff that happens like that that deter people from wanting to step into the community and just doing their own thing. So yeah, each to your own.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, we're gonna have a whole list of console streamers coming on the podcast over the next couple of weeks, which is going to be good. Just to find out, why DayZ, why all of a sudden. Last couple of weeks we spoke to Ninja Neck and Reno Dunes, and Reno kicks off all the time. Fuck off, Bob. You love us. Reno's good, yeah. Bobby's moved across to the Armory Forger world. He'll be back to DayZ soon.
Yeah, we'll see how long he lasts, Bobby. See how long he lasts in that man's world.
And Bob, I don't want an engine update because the last time they did an engine update, it fucking broke everything, and we're only just starting to get things back now.
Actually, I got a question. Has anyone played, because I watched that Fresh Spawns
DayZ
playing,
mod.
DayZ in DayZ mod in Armour. Bobby, have you played that, or has anyone else played that? How is it? How does it run? Is it good? Is it worth it?
There may be
Give us some feedback, people.
server coming out in the works associated with the Peasent with that mod and Armory Forger. Maybe. It's still in the talks. Yeah, it's still in talks. It's more the fact of cost. I spent a no.
Oh, is it pricey?
It's
Is
DayZ
it?
style price. So yeah. And I already pay over fucking $100 a month for DayZ bullshit. Convincing it's convincing the Queen, they take more money. That's it. Can I have some more pocket money?
Can I have more pocket money?
No, you can't. Oh, go earn it. That's it.
I'll wash the car.
I'll wash the car.
I'd get into it and play it, but I can't be bothered paying for Armour Forger, man.
Yeah.
I really can't. I don't want to risk it.
And the other thing is, I don't think. No, I don't.
Wait,
either.
you don't own Armour?
No.
No.
What? You don't own Armour?
No.
Last thing
Are you weirdos?
They're not weirdos.
last game I
Netflix
bought.
hanging my money on.
Oh,
Last game I bought. Maybe Red Dead. Maybe. Yeah.
what, back in 1995?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I bought this one. This game has cost me $40, then 30, and then 40. So this game's cost me $110. DayZ.
Oh, see, this game cost me $30 a month.
Yeah. He gives Game Passes it.
just
Well, I don't
Game
play
Pass.
anything
Yeah.
else, but yeah, I bought the original DayZ, and that was $40, and then Livonia was 30, and then Sakau was 40.
Wait, is
Nah,
Armour not
it's
on?
not Game Pass.
Is that on?
No way. No way will
Nah,
it be
it's
on
not
Game
on Game
Pass
Pass.
yet. It's crossplay.
Isn't it just like $40? Armour? Sure, that's all I paid for when it first came out. Or was that just because when it first came out I got a sweet deal? I swear I only paid like, because I don't pay for games over pretty well $50 is my max. There's people out there paying
Yeah, well, I
like
paid
$100 for games.
$150 for Red Dead.
God. Yeah. Yeah. See, I got Red Dead
nah,
on sale.
fucking
and
day
it was
one.
85
Only because
bucks.
I really enjoyed the first one. I was like, fucking Red Dead 2 out. Fuck yes, get this. And just played that motherfucker. And then gave my account to my son because I had like 40 gold on online. So he just bought a whole heap of shit with it. Never give it to your kids. Yep, wasted. Couldn't even
Wasted it.
flex that he had 40 gold bars.
Oh. Wait, is Dead Side not on
It is a
Game Pass
crossplay.
either? Do you have to buy that?
Yeah, a forger is
Is it on
beta.
Game Pass?
I think it is. But there are
Oh.
Yeah,
crossplay
there's a
games
lot.
on Game Pass though.
Oh no, I run Xbox Gold
Wait,
still.
wait,
So
did
I'm
we
still
say
on Xbox Live Gold. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, it doesn't
otherwise you
exist
wouldn't be able
anymore.
to
You have to
play
be on Game
multiplayer
Pass to be
games.
able to actually access online.
Yeah.
And the only reason is I've kept my subscription, so they can't cancel it on me. So I don't get any other games. It costs me $80 a year, and I play this.
how so? Oh, how much? How
$80 a
much?
year.
Wait, how much is gold?
Yeah.
Oh, it's $80 a year. Oh, shit.
I have
Yeah, right.
Xbox Gold. I know there is the equivalent in Game Pass now for that, where it is.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that's basically what Gold was. Yeah, I think that's cheap. It's only like $7 a month or something like that.
Yeah, that
$8 a
sounds.
month.
Yeah, you just play online. You just don't
Oh,
get
really?
any of the
You can play
games or
online?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play anything
Oh,
else
fuck,
but
I'm
this.
changing
But
to
it-
that then.
Yeah, and if I want to play it that
Ah.
badly, I'll buy the bastard.
Yeah, right.
You know,
But I'm not allowed to because I spend $100 a
Yeah,
month
yeah,
on DayZ.
So how much is Dead Side? Yeah, we need some sponsorships or something. I tell you what, yeah, I haven't. That's like Q said last night. Where's M4? And I was thinking in my head, I was gonna say, oh, taking it down because I'm gonna update it and give him the whole like blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And I went, oh no, just
cost
be
too
real.
much.
I just haven't paid
It
this
cost
month.
you.
Not paid the bill for it.
It cost $40 and
Cost too much.
40 something cents.
Ah.
I mean, keep an eye out. Nitrado is going to be throwing out a heap of, especially to owners and stuff like that. They're going to be throwing out some discounts this month. But that doesn't help you when your server's about to run out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
oh,
And here's the thing as well. If you go on it like because I think it was Metal went down, I had to renew it when I was away last weekend, and I thought, oh, it's all right. I'll just do it through the app. I went on like the app on my phone, went in, clicked on it, and it actually says like, would you like to restore, this for 30 days? You could choose how many days. I said, yeah, 30 days. And here's the thing. It came to $32. Didn't work because it said, actually, you have to actually do it through Xbox, on the Xbox app. And I went, fuck. And then,
Yep.
but when you go to the Xbox app, it's $40. So does that mean that we have to throw some change
Billy,
at actual
Billy
Xbox?
from Microsoft wants $8
That's why we
bucks
can only do it through the Xbox app.
for hosting. So he wants 20%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Dead
wants
side
20%.
is 25 US.
It's so shit.
So
PC
about
don't have to do that.
300 Australian.
While we're on
25. All right, thanks.
while we're
303.
talking about prices of things and that, I just want to put something out there. If you're owning a server and you're setting up your Discord, be very, very careful which Discord bots you go to and pay subscriptions for. Because I've learnt the fucking hard way with Lockie's server that he ran on the PlayStation months and months ago. I paid for a subscription for him for his kill feed bot. And it was like $25 or $26 a month for it. It was like a full bot covered everything.
Still taking it.
He cancelled the bot, right? They're still taking it. And now he can't find anywhere to get hold of someone to cancel it.
Yeah, so you go
Cancel
through
the
your
I know
bank.
what-
payment that's been taken out.
I know.
Yeah, and cancel it
Bank,
that way.
yeah. That's what my
Yeah,
job
yeah.
is,
Yeah,
literally.
ring bruv
So you
and
ring
say,
us.
"Hey."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to cancel the card, basically. Yeah, sort
Oh,
of
the
thing.
fuck! I don't want to cancel my card. It's my card, man.
You have to cancel your
Yeah,
card. If you've
Card.
given them
cancel
your
the
card
card.
number for them to do the deductions from, you have to actually cancel your card and get a brand new card with a different card number. Plus, you have to make sure your bank actually goes in there and removes the tokens, because otherwise, when you get a new card, your bank will automatically just send the new card number over to them, which happens with majority of subscriptions. Have to cancel the card and make sure that the bank goes in and removes your tokens. Otherwise, it will just continue on for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but a buzzy little thing that I thought was a bit shady though. Be careful of which Discord bots you
The hell,
use,
bruv?
and
We're gonna
be
get a new
fully aware.
title.
Shady.
Smy's got a gun, TikToker, and financial consultant.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Come see me. Come see me if you've been scammed. I'll give you a few tips. Or come see me if you want to be a scammer. I can also give you a few
And
tips.
cut, and cut, and cut. Yep, that one's got to
Edit,
come
take
out.
that out. So glad no one knows my real name or who I work for.
Oh shit! Alrighty, all right. Let's kick into some beers before we wrap the show up. Brother, do you want to kick off first? Kick off your beers first. And yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Bruv's
so
got all
At
the
the
biz.
start.
I took biz at the start of the
All
show.
right, so we'll finish off with Bruv's beers.
Yeah, well, okay, well, mine I actually have 2 TikToks this week, getting a little selfish, but they're very quick, and it's only to show an example. And I really want to know if anyone in the chat or you guys have had this experience yet. The sinking cars. So since the update, it seems that cars now have a new glitch. Apart from all the other beautiful glitches that we had before with cars, we now have a new one. Yay!
Do you want to play
anyway,
both
let
of them
me
back to
know.
back?
I've sent them to you,
I've
bruv,
actually
in a
set it
DM
up
in
so you can
Discord.
talk over the top of it while we play them. So now you guys could talk and be heard while we actually watch these things now. I'm a tech support king.
Oh, you are. Either up to you, however you like to display. There's no real, you don't really have to listen to it. It's more of a watch. So if you want to, you can either play one at a time or both together.
I'll play them back
Yeah,
to
up to you.
back.
But,
You're more than welcome to talk about it. Well, you even get your little piece up in the corner up here. Beautiful. Look at you. You can wave and stuff.
Good way. Get your finger out. Let's see. Ready? And there it goes. Bye-bye.
That's a perfect song for it too.
Yeah. Yeah, the quick then, apparently.
My question though, is that a vanilla
That's a PC
DayZ issue,
mod.
or is that a
We'll play the
PC
next
issue with
one.
modded cars?
Yeah, I'll play the next one.
Nah, wait, play the next one.
Are you up for a joyride later?
Yeah, that's PC.
Where do you wanna take
let's
me?
go to a console one.
Guess.
Oh,
Can't light up the deer.
How crap is that?
Texas.
I'm a fucking robot. I just want to play the bloody clip. I had trouble playing his videos. I know why, because it fucking had a meltdown. Head cut.
Are you up for a joyride later? Are you up for a joy?
I can't do the ones where it says choose the pictures.
I've never
with buses
seen
in
that
it.
one.
I don't.
There's too many
I get it wrong
buses.
every fucking time.
How much of a bus counts?
But you know the problem now is
Yep.
AI models won't be able to do that piece of piss.
All right. Round 2.
Yeah. All right. Watch this one. Ready?
Later.
Okay. He's driving. Ready? He's driving.
Yes.
And on we go. He's actually still under. What's the? He's under. Yeah, he's
You
driving
wait,
under the map.
Are you up for a joyride
Yeah.
later?
Where do you want to take me?
That's baked penny
Yes.
bun. He's PlayStation. PlayStation.
Crazy. It's just ignoring all the terrain. Remember we were talking about wires and cages and stuff in assets. What's happening there is it's just ignoring all that and just rolling on a
Yeah.
flat plane. It can't even find the ground. Yeah.
It's like it's a desync issue. The cars aren't supposed to be desync because they're client side, not player side. So
Bob, at least it wasn't a
really weird.
porn
Yeah,
pop-up.
apparently, well, that's.
That's it. Lara Croft.
Yeah, just be Lara
or
Croft. You
old,
mentioned Lara
or
Croft
I
one
wonder
too
how I
many
knew it was
times
9
this
bits.
But yeah, well, someone wrote on the comment of the first one that they said, "Oh, if you just log out and log back in, it'll be back to where it was." And I thought, wait,
How do you log
exactly
out the
what you
car?
said, Q, like, yeah, it's like connected to the player. And also in Baked Penny Buns, the last one there, must have been a dude that was maybe his friend, I assume. In the comments, he said, "Oh, is that what you were seeing on your screen?" So it must be linked to the actual player.
Oh, okay. That
yeah,
There
but
you go.
it's got to be a player desync. So the car's actually
Yeah.
still sitting where it's supposed to be,
Mm.
but because the player's desync so much, the player's just going forward no matter
no,
what's
that
in
doesn't
front of it.
explain. That doesn't explain. Yeah,
bizarre,
that doesn't
though.
explain the
How does
second
it
one.
sync,
The
though?
first one you can understand with the syncing, but like I drive. If you watch me drive on like exclamation plus plus, my car is not always facing forwards because the desync is so heavy. But over the years of playing with the cars on DayZ, I've learned that my mindset's got to understand that where the car is on the road, not what it's doing on my screen, but what it's doing on the road and the server. Because the person next to me is driving along normally. It's me who's this car's, kicking out sideways and launching forwards and doing somersaults while we're driving at 110. But in their screen, the car's on the road in the right spot, doing the right thing.
Fine.
Exactly. So if you're, for example, if you're cruising down the street and next minute it has that little, like, it feels like it moves you to the, like, left, sort of swerves you a bit across the road, our instant
correct
reaction
it.
is to grab the wheel
Yes.
and turn it when really you shouldn't, and correct it, but there's nothing to correct because it's just what's displaying on your screen, not what's actually happening with the car. And that's why a lot of accidents happen, is because people are trying to correct what they're
It's
seeing.
not. You have to understand
really
that the
it's
car
not
is acting
real.
normally on
Yeah.
the server, and you need to drive it like it is acting like it is on the server. And you know what? It is super difficult to do. It's not an easy
So-
feat. Like, fucking stuff.
driving cars is like being peaking on mush, right? It's not really happening.
It also goes
reality.
down to your server too. Like we were cruising around this
Exactly.
one pretty easily last night without any of that glitching and stuff like that. And this is a full map. But this server's been stripped down to the bare bones.
Mm.
Not as much load.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I like it. That's fucking fun. That first one. Where it's just, yep, it's going. I'll just lock it and pray it comes back.
He just stands there and watches it like.
And it does. It goes.
How good would it be though to have quicksand in DayZ though? Just put it out there.
No way. No way. Throw people into it. Mr. Verisign Bob, only one more mod and I will be in DayZ Reforger. Are you going to stream it? Bobby, are you jumping on to stream it? Because so will right across. I drive in real life like that.
Oh yes, Bobby.
That's pretty hectic, but... How
much longer, Bobby? We'll stretch
jump
it out.
on and
What
have
you
a little
need?
chat
5, 10
beforehand.
minutes? Come
We'll
on.
move everyone
Give us-
across to DayZ Reforger. But no, very interesting. Gone are the days where we used to drive along and get catapulted off to Debug Island, slamming into the ground every so often to try and shake the players out. I haven't seen it as bad as that, but yeah, that's...
Yeah. Trucks spinning out to the
But,
stratosphere.
yeah, I haven't seen...
Truck sinking under the ground and going up to like 300k. So, whoa, I've never gone so fast in the truck.
1.2 gig. Nope, you're not going to make it. Yeah,
Well, it depends how fast your
we're
internet
to the end of the
is.
show now, but this is the problem.
Yeah.
And there's only one thing to do at the end of the show, and that's for you. Oh, no! I've got guns! I've got guns! I've got guns!
Oh, that's right. He's got guns.
Yeah.
Give me a gun, any gun. Give me a gun, any gun. Pick it up, please. Pick it up. Ah!
Yep. Payback's a bitch. And I'm the greedy peasant. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show done and dusted. Well, thank you all for joining us.